Welcome and thanks for joining me as we take a glance at April 2023. It is another high energy month for us. March was extreme, but April is one to be reckoned with as well for the intense energy that's coming our way. All for the good. Absolutely. Let's start at the beginning. We'll look at the numerology of April 2023 and the significance of the energy there. Then we will walk through the major points in the astrology and glance over them and just kind of get a sense of knowledge about how we can utilize that energy, where we need to look in our lives, where we need to plan in our life, where we need to put our focus and our energy before that energy is upon us. And then, of course, we'll turn to the cards at the very end. So, April 2023. First of all, April is the fourth month of the year, so it holds with it the 4 energy. So, it can be all about home, family, stability. We can have a goal-oriented approach to all of these areas of our life. And the goals we set are often very simple and they're very down to earth. The 4 energy is about being trustworthy, about being patient, about being conventional, about being traditional, and stepping into that kind of energy. It's about making plans for the future. It's the Emperor. So strategizing, making the plan, going after the goal. Now, 2023 is a 7 energy, which is about standing in your truth. It's about growing those relationships. It's about creating harmony and beauty and balance in our life. And if we take the 4 energy and we add it to the 7 energy, we get the 11 energy, which is a master number, which is the teacher, the master intuitive. So it's all about self-sacrifice. It's all about courage, responsibilities, obligations, and we're charged with inspiration. So it's following your intuition that brings in potential for growth, stability, personal power. And it is the Justice card. So it is about making that commitment and walking with a sense of integrity. Now let's look at the astrology. On April the 3rd, Mercury enters Taurus. So what happens with our voice, what happens with our words, what happens with our thoughts even is we become more persistent, more practical, more purposeful. Mercury finds a very sturdy environment when it goes into Taurus. And it can take our loose ideas, our fragments of ideas, and bring them into some real strong plans going forward. So we have concrete values, practical perspectives, and common sense. Common sense is a big thing when Taurus is involved. So we're grounded. We're given that gift of stability with our thoughts, with our words. And it's about focusing on those things that are going to bring in the most tangible results, because we are being more practical. We are being more traditional, tried and true kind of energy to ground us in our steps forward. On April the 6th, we have a full moon in Libra at, yes, you guessed it, 16 degrees. This is where it challenges us to manage our desire for companionship with our need for independence. Absolutely. Our connection to others and relationships are always in the forefront. And we can gain some incredible clarity about our partnerships, the strength in our partnerships, where we want to strengthen the partnership, where our weaknesses are. And the full moon in Libra, it could be new relationships coming in, absolutely. It could be more than likely growing and strengthening relationships, but also under a full moon energy, it is about closures. So it's also about allowing relationships to go, people leaving our path. Now, during this moon energy, Mercury will conjunct the North Node at the same time. So that's about teamwork and really taking some positive steps towards success. So we are looking at like-minded people to be part of our team, to be part of our path going forward, and gaining even more success through through this teamwork that we get. So it's a beautiful time to look at where you want to go forward, how you want to go forward, and the people that you will want beside you during that time. And really looking at those relationships, and I think they'll stand out. And you'll find yourself within a group of people actually working for a common cause, a goal. On April 11th, Venus will enter Gemini. So, when it comes to love, when it comes to beauty, when it comes to our finances, we get talkative, we get flirty, we get curious about life. Variety is definitely a spice of life, okay? We want a little bit of everything. Venus is a planet that guides us in our desires, in our love lives, and our financial tendencies. So we're presented with a world of options and possibilities when Venus goes into Gemini. We suddenly have this greater openness or clarity in what will make us happy. And it's about experiencing a variety of flavors, exploring fresh ideas, and realizing that life is as exciting and as beautiful as we want to make it. So the only limitations are the ones that we put in place or we have allowed others to put in place for us. On April 20th, we have, another new moon in Aries, this time at 29 degrees, and this time it is a solar eclipse. There is no better time to take a new idea and put it into motion. 29 degrees, so 2 plus 9 is an 11 energy. There's that master number. Once again, coming into play. Under the solar eclipse, the new moon in Aries. So, and we'll all feel like this is a beginning of something major in our life. A cycle, a path. So it's a time to really think about the things in life that you want to explore, what you want to do, what seeds you want to plant. Now, during this time, we will have Sun squaring Pluto. So be careful of that energy because we'll need to be in control. And if we allow our ego to rule, there will be conflicts and things will not work out. And we will not be able to go with the flow and really capture this energy in the way it's meant to be captured. So there can be challenges that come at you during this time where you feel like you have to defend your position. Okay, or maybe you have to make some kind of significant change in your life. This is a transformation. It's like a rebirth. And it'll leave you with this greater sense of power, of inner power, of strength and courage and a confidence in yourself. And then you can channel that intensity into successes through ambition, through hard work, through perseverance. On April 21st, we have the sun entering Taurus. So we leave that fiery energy of Aries, and now we are invited to slow down, to breathe. And we look at enhancing our stability, our security, our feeling of safety. Now we are all encouraged to delight in the earthly pleasures when the sun is in Taurus, okay? Channel that practical power of the earth element into our everyday lives and tap into your five senses and get grounded in nature. And we awaken and we fall back in love with life. Now be careful because Taurus is also a fixed energy, so we get stubborn. Okay, and Taurus is known for never giving up. And that's a good thing. Unless you're wrong. So once again, you kind of have to keep your ego in check to make sure that you're not being stubborn, okay, with this fixed energy, that you're staying here because it's the right thing to do, and not let your ego feed into the other reasons why you might want to stay here, because it won't be wonderful at the end of it. It's also a time to pay closer attention to our finances. Taurus is all about our money. How we spend, how we save, how we invest. And we look at our material wealth. We look at the pleasurable things that we want to buy and our toys that bring us joy. But also on April the 21st, Mercury goes retrograde in Taurus. So because Taurus rules money in the material world, Mercury's retrograde in Taurus, it could bring all kinds of mishaps, miscommunications, all surrounding your finances, all surrounding your assets. So if you are trying to make more money and you think that going to the boss for a promotion, it is not wise at all under this energy. Okay, it's not a time to get new credit cards, new bank accounts, new loans, make any kind of major purchases, signing contracts. And we've all heard this with Mercury, but if you watch me on a continuous basis, I hold true to say that if this started prior to the Mercury retrograde and you've read the fine print and you have to act, then by all means you don't let something walk away that you've invested your time, your energy. But if it's something brand new, then you might want to hold off. You might want to work your way through it. But with it being in Taurus, okay, we really want to back it up. We really want to think about it. Okay, now when you think about it, this is actually very empowering energy for us, because we can rethink, or we can rework our finances. We can look at all the ideas that we did in the past, all the different things we did, really get our ducks in a row for how we're going to move forward with our finances. And then when Mercury turns direct, you'll be ready to start making the changes that you've been contemplating in mid-May. Okay, so it's not about taking action on a lot of things. You can try some things out, but I wouldn't commit very strongly to any of them. We have to really watch. There could be miscommunications and all kinds of mess ups when it comes with our finances during the Mercury retrograde this time around. Okay, let's get to the cards. Okay, so our shadow card here, let's look at this, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is about your beauty. The Queen of Cups is about the belief in what you are worthy of, what you are deserving of, and going after it. If there was never a time, we have been in this now for, all of March, some of February, this really beautiful manifestation kind of energy in our lives. And we really haven't had such a long haul of it in, probably the 10 years that I've been here doing this. We've seen flashes, we've seen little doorways open, but nothing to this extent, where the energy just keeps getting better and better and better. And if we're working with this energy, we truly can step into our best life ever. And this card here is the undercurrent of what would your life be like, your best life ever. What would you be doing? What are you wearing? What is the expression on your face? What are the things around you? What are the people? Who are the people around you? Do you see them congratulating you, telling you how they believed in you, and look at what you've done in your life, and look at what you've created, and how wonderful you are? And to be very deserving and worthy of all those praises, because that is the journey you're going on. And you need to raise that confidence level, that belief in yourself. And if you don't have that belief in yourself, then ask God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, that divine energy, your higher self, to come in and help you manifest. Truly make your dreams into something tangible and real. And so we sit here and we contemplate that cup that we hold, that cup that symbolizes a new beginning, a new start, a new journey forward. And we are wondering how we are going to fill that cup, how we are going to make it overflow with greatness in our life. Now our first card is, look at this, the King of Swords. Well, he is definitely the energy that we are feeling. This Aries energy, this raw fire energy coming at us. And we look our future right in the eye here. We are looking forward. We are not looking off to the sides to see all the wonderful adventures that we can take in while we go from A to B. We are looking at the finish line. And it may be miles out there, and it doesn't matter. and there may be obstacles in the way, and it doesn't matter because we've got that sword. And if we need to hack a path and make a path, then we will. We'll do just that. We're ready to face the challenge. We're ready to step into the opportunity. So we get some kind of clarity. We get some kind of understanding. We get some kind of new perception that comes in. And we grow our confidence. And yes, a healthy ego. And believe in ourselves to move forward in such a way. Now we have the Ace of Cups. So what was that cup that we're holding for that underlying energy for the entire month of April? Here it is. So how are you going to fill it? Now we have the Dove ready to take our hopes, our wishes, our dreams up to the heavens and to bring back miracles. This is about embracing new relationships, new ways of being or becoming. Maybe you're looking at new healthy choices in your life. Maybe your health, your well-being, where you live. Maybe you're looking for learning opportunities or travel opportunities. Maybe you're looking for new relationships, new best friends. Maybe you are looking to grow your spirituality. Maybe you are looking at growing your career, starting that new business. Whatever it may be for you. The Ace of Cups shows up here. So, remember, we're making that path. We're making that path to fulfill desires. Right? Where's our underlying energy? Right here. So it's really about thinking about how we're going to fill that cup. What are the seeds we want to plant in our life? What are the new beginnings that we want to have? How are we going to rebirth ourselves into a new path, This is about reinventing yourself if you want. Or reinventing a part of your life. Creating something new. We have the Hangman. So we don't want to be too quick. We don't want to be, and we do have the King of Swords there, and he does have a little bit of a temper, and he does have a little bit of a drive and an impatience about him. And the Hangman is here to balance that out a little bit for us. That if we take it back, we think it through, we become in the moment. Okay, here, yes, we're hanging upside down, but we're not struggling. We're not trying to get out of the bondage. We're actually in almost a meditative state here, a prayerful state. Thinking about what we have control over, what we actually need to have control over, where we need to let go of control in our life, or perhaps surrender to something, an idea or a thought or a plan or an event or whatever it may be, a situation, whatever it may be. And we haven't wanted to. We've known it in our hearts that it'd probably be for the best, but we haven't wanted to. We've resisted. We, as humans, we don't like change, so we resist change. So where are we trying to resist that change that actually allows the flow to happen in our life and for us to move forward? Where do we pull back when we shouldn't be pulling back? So it's about thinking about our steps forward here. And really looking at things almost like we can detach a little bit from the emotional side of things and give it a logical approach in our minds and our thoughts. We have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is dreaming it big. Okay, now the Pentacles is all about our wealth. It's all about our stability. It's all about being grounded. Okay, so this is the true Taurus energy coming through here. Okay, and thinking about our financing. So how do we invest? How do we make our money work for us? How do we save? What do we spend on? Do we have the toys that we want, the material wealth, as well as the financial? This is about growing that dream bigger and bigger and bigger. And yes, it's very foggy, so we don't need a lot of detail here. We just need the outline. Trust me, as we walk through this energy, we will get an outline, and then we're going to add a whole bunch of magic to it, okay, as we move forward. So don't fret about not knowing how it's going to come about. In fact, it's better to leave it wide open right now and just say, this is what I want at the end of the day. I don't know how it's going to appear. I don't know how it's going to happen. And it doesn't matter, because you know what? When I start my car in the morning, I don't know all the little things about the batteries and spark plugs and gas and oil and air and combustion and all that stuff. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that if I turn the key, the car starts and it gets me to where I'm going. And that's all I need to know. And right now, all we need to know is that we have that car to set in, that vehicle. And we're going forward in some way. One more card. I think so. Oh, I should have stopped while the getting was good, guys. The death card appears. But the death card is good here because this is allowing us to remove that cloak. Okay, our inner child sits here, awaiting us to drop that cloak. So as we go through life, in order to keep safe in the present moment, we start to build walls of security, of stability around us. And maybe some of this 4 energy this month is about understanding what walls need to come down, that they've served their purpose. So now they're actually hindering us from where we can go, of what we can become, of really stepping into our true potential and walking towards our best life ever. So we have to lay the weapon down. We have to feel the liberation. We have to feel the freedom. We can't do that with this big heavy cloak. We have to release the burdens. We have to release the anxiety. We have to step into the moment and feel alive again, like a child would. Of waking up every morning to a new experience, a whole new world. With children, there really isn't time slots of what happened yesterday and what's going to happen tomorrow. We're more in the moment. As we gain in years, we become less and less in the moment. And this is about becoming in the moment again. And it's beautiful Taurus energy to step into the moment. First of all, we start the month with that beautiful fire energy. Absolutely. But when we end the month, we are stopping to smell the roses, so to speak. We are enjoying that fine meal with friends and family in beautiful environments. And we're seeing about the beauty that's in nature, the smell of the forest or a flower garden after a heavy rain, or the thunderstorm and lightning, the waves on the ocean hitting the shoreline, or maybe I could go on and on. We won't go there. I'm sorry. I'm getting carried away in my own thoughts of just this beautiful, harmonious, natural world that we live in. And it's a beautiful month to embrace that, especially the second half of the month when we really have the Taurus energy happening. Although we do have that, right? Because we start the month with Venus in Taurus. So it's about taking off that cloak. Okay, we will do a Nature's Whispers card. So take a deep breath. Let it out and let out some of that tension. And I'm going to look at this, the big picture. The 6 energy with the big picture shows up. So seeing the big picture, look at that. The beauty of the earth, right? The beauty of the world. So let's see what the book has to say about that. And it's a 6 energy, which is about love. It's also about our health and well-being and strengthening our relationships. So I'll hold that up while I take 2 or 3 seconds to read this for you. There is so much more going on than you realize. When we get up in our heads and overthink things, we start to miss much of what's going on in the world around us. You might try micromanaging a situation, but you might be trying to micromanage a situation but are too focused on the small details. Try looking at this from different angles. If you've been struggling with a problem or a tough situation, this card is a signal that you will find the answers if you just step back and view everything from a larger perspective or someone else's viewpoint. So very much the hangman energy comes in here, right? About gaining a larger perspective by stepping back and really looking at what we're going through, what we're walking through, and how to utilize the energy so that it's in harmony with our actions, with our words, with our intents. We'll get an animal, and of course we will do a Journey of Love card as well at the end. But what's a reading without the animals showing up and finding the wisdom in the animals? My son was getting so mad because the pigeons would wait until we were right upon them. We went for a walk in the city, and the pigeons were waiting for us, and I knew that they were going to fly in between us each and every time. My son was shocked every time, and I said, "They're showing off for us. They're playing. Like, laugh about that. The pigeons flying up into the air just in front of your face and stuff. You know, what a beautiful thing really that could be, right? When you think about just how magical it is that they can do that. But you know, and it's about, and animals do that. When he's with me a little too often. We had the one night an owl just come in and just sweep right across the front of the car. It was just, Raccoon, the inventor. We have our raccoon out here. Okay, if you could bring it in clearly, please. Maybe not. There we are. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and you can juggle them well. So decide on what you really want. That is the whole theme of this entire thing. This entire month of April is deciding on what you truly want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. So go within. A lot of those answers already reside, but actually talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, tap into the universe, your higher self, sit in quiet contemplation, pray, meditate, and think. Be the hangman and think about how you are going forward, what steps you want to take, where you are trying to take control and you don't need that control, where you need to surrender. And not getting too lost in the past or the future. And having that sensible approach, which is Taurus gives us that, the stability in our step. Let's get a Journey of Love card, shall we? And we have Shakti. Shakti. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Number 19. So it is a one energy. Okay, we have that new moon in Aries. Yes, the solar eclipse in Aries. The one energy shows up for our independence, for our trailblazing, for our pioneering ways, for our independent approach to our path and going on the quest. So the 19 energy. So I'm going to call it Shakti. I hope I'm right on that. I'll read the poem first. I have watched you hurting and felt helpless to make life better for you. Loving you is having to make choices, to let you be who you are, who you become and all who's yet to become. To love you is to ride the waves of your passionate embrace of life, ever mindful of the change in the wind and the occasional tempest brewing. I think that's it for the poem. Oh, it's not. It's a long poem. Hang on. Loving you is having to make choices, knowing it isn't my fault. I can still choose to take it personally or just be, while I listen and watch you unfold. Your heart is a beauty I will always love. It's the part of you that hasn't changed much over time. When I lie beside you and hear you breathe, when I touch your skin or caress your hair, you are timeless, and I choose loving you. Shakti is a divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the Kundalini, the energetic force that moves through us, triggered by love that leads to enlightenment of our body. With our Kundalini coming alive within us, we cannot remain as we once were. It's impossible. We may try to lead the same lives, be the same in our relationship patterns, and perhaps even behave properly, but it simply cannot be done. Soon, our disguise slips and people wonder, what happened? What happened to them? What's gotten into them? We are on fire with the divine and we cannot help but misbehave. We are no longer satisfied with trying to be a good child or fearing that we are the bad child. We know ourselves instead of the divine child. We know ourselves to be the divine child. The child divine lives fully and with passionate fire, not doing things the way they're supposed to be done perhaps, but living instead from the heart. Our body may ache as we burn through old pain, and sometimes the light within may seem so bright it blinds us for the moment. But that will pass, and the misbehaving will suddenly be seen for what it is. The old rules just don't fit anymore. You don't plug a globe capable of illuminating the whole world into the bedside reading lamp without burning down the house. Best to let that light shine as it was meant to. In the big arena, Shakti is making your light grow, beloved. Be prepared to shine brighter. This oracle brings you a message. You are going through an energetic shift in your subtle anatomy. Because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other, the shifts will affect your physical body as well. It is always wise to consult a healthcare practitioner, but at least some of your physical challenges at the moment, from aches, pains, and tiredness, may be due to this energetic awakening. Take responsible action as you feel is necessary, such as tending to your physical well-being, your health care, and feel supportive. But also remember to rest and get some time in nature and nurture your body as it is spiritually awakening into greater light. So once again, we end with stepping into nature, allowing our senses to see the world in a beautiful, sensual way, and embrace it and fall in love with life again. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.